You ready?
Let's do it.
Squad. I mean, it's been turning up with her. The girl around us and she loving her. If we don't know you, don't go close to her. If you with your girl, let me hear you say what?
Good afternoon, good evening, good night. This is season 2, episode 3 of the Read, Talk, and Listen podcast, otherwise known as the RTL. I am your host, Nick Reed, along with my brother and co-host, Trey Reed. How you doing tonight, man?
Man, pretty good, man. What you got going?
Man, can't complain. Had a little baseball practice tonight, man. Just got back from that. And hey, as always, excited to get on, man.
Already, man. It's been a long week. We had a show with Wednesday, and we decided to hit the people with another show on Friday just to see, how the Friday shows will go.
Exactly, man. A little back-to-back action. We got a lot of people wanting some more content from us, so here it is right here. I also want to give a shout-out to my guy Measley in the background. Pop it right there. You see he popped up our names right there in our Instagram handles right there. So shout-out to my guy Measley for running that. We couldn't be running this show right now without you, bro.
For sure.
So shout out to you, man. But what you been up to today, man?
Sure, man. Not much, man. Got off work, came home, cooked a little dinner, man. Smoked a little armadillo egg, and just been chilling, man. Waiting for the show to start.
You can't just come on here and say smoked a little armadillo egg and expect everybody to know what you're talking about.
I mean, you never had no armadillo egg?
I haven't had it, but I know what it is, but everybody else might not.
All right, so for you guys who don't know what an armadillo egg is, you take a Anaheim jalapeno, you hollow that bad boy out, then you take some cream cheese, let it sit out for about 45 minutes to an hour, let it soften up. Then you mix a little onions, a little scallions, little salt, pepper, then a little bit of my special seasoning. You stuff that jalapeno with it. Then you take some Italian sausage and you wrap it around the jalapeno. Then you take some bacon and you wrap it around that's basically your sausage ball. And you smoke that bad boy for an hour and a half at 300 degrees.
And so it's just one. You're just making one of these things.
Yeah, but it's big.
Okay. I see.
So you got to think about an Anaheim jalapeno was probably about yay big. So
Okay.
Oh yeah.
And for the people who can't see him, probably about almost a foot long.
I ain't a foot long, man. Probably about 7.
We just had your fingers out about a foot long.
Man, you can't tell this. You can't tell this damn screen.
But anyway, man. Speaking of living your best life, or it sounds like you're living your best life, Giannis Antetokounmpo gets his first championship, first Finals MVP, obviously.
Yeah,
and he does it in dramatic fashion. And right now, he is living his best life, man. Have you seen any of that?
Yeah, man. Well, the first thing I noticed when he was on the court and he held up the black dookies, man. And if anybody don't know what the black dookies are, those are black Air Force Ones. I don't know why they don't get as much love as the white Air Force Ones, but he held and he warmed to the game, and as soon as he busted them bad boys out, that's when they went on their little winning streak. So I saw that, and then I saw them at the parade and everything, and I didn't know this, but they celebrated their championship the same day that the Buccaneers got their championship rings. So it's kind of two teams that people call the Bucks celebrating their championships. You know what I'm saying? Not together, obviously, because they're in two different parts of the country, but pretty cool that they were sharing that moment at the same time. But yeah, man, he's out there just doing it, and it's kind of shocking because he's kind of a quiet, kept guy.
Exactly, but I mean, I think this is like the way you do it. Like, this is your time. This is your time. If any time you're going to be boastful, like, this is their time to boast. You know what I mean? Like, you're literally on top of the NBA right now, so this is your time to boast. There's no point in boasting when you're getting put out, third round, second round of the playoffs each year. There's no reason for that. No matter how great he may have already thought he was. You know what I mean?
Right.
I love the way that he's acting. And we're going to get to a little bit later talking about somebody else who also acted the same way. And I love it. This is what sports is about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You win throw that. The humble card is gone. It's
I mean,
dead. There's a time to be humble, and then there's a time to like right now boast.
I've never agreed with the being humble thing, because if you are good in your sport or your craft, whatever you're doing, if you're good at it, you should be able to tell people you're good at it any time of the week, any time of the day. If you good, if you that dude.
Yeah.
So I've never agreed with being humble. You know what I'm saying? If you go out every night and you putting up 20, 30, and 15, I'm the man. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't like it, and stop me.
Exactly. If you don't like it, stop me. But Giannis, man, you see him at Chick-fil-A with both the Bill O'Brien trophy and his MVP.
Yeah.
He's got him in the car with him. He's rolling the window down. He's interacting with the fans. He's out the window chanting Bucks in six, you know, going crazy. This is the way you're supposed to celebrate a championship.
Exactly. With the people. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
With the people.
You are the guy in Milwaukee. You are that guy.
Exactly. And that's the thing. Milwaukee's a small market. You know what I'm saying? It's not a big sports market. So, I mean, what they got, the Brewers? That's about it?
Yeah, and then Green Bay's close in there somewhere.
No, Green Bay's in Wisconsin.
That's right. Green Bay's in Wisconsin. I just got mixed up with the Aaron Rodgers owns a little bit of the Bucks.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking about right there.
So, you know what I'm saying? You got it's a small sports market. So the people that are there, all they have is the Brewers and the Bucks. And the Brewers ain't been that good. And, you know, so it's been the Bucks' time to shine. And, you know, they were in Buck Square. And all the fans out there, you know, watching and cheering. And, you know, they ain't had a championship in 50 years. So to see him at Chick-fil-A with the people, with the Bill O'Brien trophy and the MVP trophy, and they sitting there celebrating together, I mean, it's a good thing to see. And this is why we watch sports. This is why I love sports. Is to see moments like this.
Exactly. And then I also want to talk to you about this right here. Okay, so Giannis wins his first finals ever. He wins his first ring. Post-game press conference. You've heard the speech over and over again. You've heard it a million times by now. Giannis was kind of throwing shade around the league right there, a little bit right there, saying, hey, you know, I could have went anywhere. I could have teamed up with whoever and played my role and won a championship, but I stayed here. How do you feel about that? Because I'm a little mixed with it, but go ahead.
No, I mean, he's telling the truth. And as much as, you know, people who disagree with that, it's true. This is how you build championship teams right here. You stick it out for the long haul, but it's also playing a gamble, because there's been other guys in the past who decided to stick it out for the long haul and ended up wasting their career with that particular franchise. So, you know, Giannis gambled on himself. He basically, you know, he helped build his team. He helped get the guys around him encouraged. And they went out there and won a championship. And this is how you truly win it. This is how you truly win a championship. And this is the right way to win a championship. And I know a lot of people disagree with that, but that's what I believe. It's the right way to win a championship instead of going out and joining a super team.
Well, I disagree with you all the way right there. Like, the right way to win a championship is to get the best team and win it. That's the right way to win a championship. But the reason, I guess
it's the textbook way.
Okay. But I guess my disagreements with this whole thing is, and we're like the narrative has been pushed since he said that, is that we're acting like that this team that he was on is like we're super trash. We're acting like Middleton's not one of the top players in the NBA. We're acting like Drew Holiday wasn't huge, you know, in this playoff run. You know what I mean? And guys that weren't there, you know, he wasn't there last year. Drew Holiday wasn't there last year. Right. You know what I mean? Like, key parts were brought to you. You know what I mean? So you didn't have to leave. So it's not like I mean, he did choose to stay. He chose to stay there, but there were reasons to stay. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because he had a franchise that was doing what other franchises should be doing. You have a uprising star, an upcoming star. Bring him help. Bring people around him. Get him to key parts and pieces. But what you have with other franchises, and not just the NFL, I mean, not just the NBA, but as well as the NFL and MLB, they won't bring their top guys help. They want them to be the guys to do it. You know, and that's what Aaron Rodgers is having right now over in Green Bay. You guys never got me help. we were all always right there on the cup, and you guys thought, well, we'll get over it next year without bringing anybody in. So
Or bring the
Giannis,
wrong pieces in.
yeah, yep. So the Milwaukee franchise owners say, you know what, we have the guy, we have him already. All we got to do now is bring in more people.
Exactly, and and I see right there, Damian Watts. Shout out to Damian. We had him on the show last season. Same thing with Luka, man. Right now in Dallas, they have to figure out a way to build around Luka. If not, then Luka's got to go. I know a lot of people want Luka to go the Dirk route, and stay there until you get one.
And be a loyal guy.
Exactly, and be loyal to the franchise. But loyalty from the franchise has to bring you help. They've got to get you another star. If it's not another star, somebody pretty much right there.
Yeah, it's got to be a two-way street. If you want me to perform and bring you guys a championship, you guys got to do your part too. I'm going to be in the gym every day shooting shots. I'm going to be in the weight room working out. I'm going to be doing everything in the film room watching film. I'm going to be doing everything that I possibly can to help this franchise. I need the same thing from you guys.
Exactly, and I think there's a humongous disconnect between superstars and their franchise a lot of the time in that regard.
Oh, definitely. But but the one thing that and you just said, and you said it earlier, people talking about these super teams being built. You know what I'm saying? But if you take sports out of it, in the real world, at our everyday job, if you're at a job and they're not giving you what you need to be successful, or they're not paying you enough, you're going to leave. So I don't fault these guys for going and hopping on these other teams and, hey, I need and orchestrating trades and stuff because they want to put themselves in the best position to win.
Exactly. And also, these teams, it's the same. It's a two-way street in that same thing too, as well. It's a two-way street because if you don't perform, the team is going to replace you, just like your job would.
Exactly.
It's the same thing. The team's going to replace you, and if they're not doing what they need to be doing for you, you have the right to leave.
Right.
That's not being disloyal to that. If you give an organization 5 to 7 years, because most people do. Most of these superstars give that first organization like 5 to 7 years. It's rare that it ends quicker than that.
Right.
If I give you 5 to 7 years playing my heart out, I'm leading the league in the stats all the time, and you're not doing what you need to do, why is everyone mad at me for going somewhere else? Why is everyone mad at this, or not me because I'm not doing it, but why are people mad at these players for going to another team?
I mean, most people, especially, it's really just the super fans, you know what I'm saying? It's the people that come to the games every night, the homers. They get upset because they're like, I've invested time and money into this team. I've bought your jersey. I've bought everything with your name on it. And then you up and leave. Like, they feel hurt because they're emotionally attached to the team. So that's why that's where the biggest grief comes from, is the super fans. But then when the super fans, they have their grief, you also have the casual fan that just wants to hop in on the conversation too because it's something to talk about. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. And most people don't understand the ins and the odds, the ins and outs of the game or the organizations, because they're like, oh, this guy should be faithful to the team. But in reality, and you said it, if the player doesn't perform, the team got no problem cutting ties with you. It ain't about loyalty at that point.
And it's even shallower than that too, though. It's even shallower than that. The player could be performing, but he just doesn't fit, or his payment doesn't fit with what the team's trying to do next year. Like
right.
It's even way more shallow than the performance, where these teams let players go. So for fans to be truly upset at a player, or for people to dislike a player for leaving their original team, or if they leave their original team and win a championship somewhere else, trying to discredit that championship, it's foolish and it's bad for sports.
Oh,
it's bad for sports, at least from an athlete standpoint. Owners may not think so much.
No, man, I think to a lot of these owners, man, it's really just a hobby sport, man. I mean, it's a hobby for them. Like, I bought the team. Like, look at the guy that bought the Clippers. It was a hobby thing. He never thought about owning an NBA team. It was the opportunity came, and I got the extra cash. Let's buy it. You know what I'm saying? And they really don't care. And you can, and franchises like I say, like the Browns, Actually, not the Browns. I'd say like the Ford family over in Detroit. They don't give a shit about the Lions, man. It's a tax write off for them because they've done nothing to better their franchise since since they've been in the league.
But I think they also got a pacifier put in their mouth as well too, though. Like Megatron was there for a while. You know what I mean? Like that shuts the fans up. It doesn't matter. Like even when they weren't winning that many games, like if you can come to a game and watch Megatron go up over 3 people and catch the ball, like the ticket sales are going to be there. You know, the stadium's still full every Sunday. You know what I mean? And from a business standpoint, the wins and losses don't really matter.
Well, no, because they're putting butts in the seat, but at the same time, you know,
that's what I'm saying. So
but at the same time, you're loyal, diehard fans. They want to see a championship. They want to be able to say we're the best in the world.
Yeah, and, most definitely.
But I do not think that the Ford family has ever like really invested in the team. They rather get, you know, they had Barry Sanders, but they put no help around him, and he was out there just making stuff happen. You know what I'm saying? And they was like, well, this is good enough. And then Barry said, well, I want to leave. Well, you're not going anywhere. We're not trading you. Well, I'll retire. And then you go down 20 years down the road, 20, 30 years down the road, and then Megatron pops up. Oh, well, no, not Megatron. I would say the quarterback. Stafford was there. Oh, cool. So
that's what I'm saying. I think they have a pattern. You know what I mean? Like wins and losses isn't at the top of their.
No, they don't care. As long as they what I think they do is they say, all right, as long as we have X amount of people in the stadium every home game, we cool.
Exactly. If
we win, that's straight. If we lose, well, the asses are in the seat.
Exactly. You can just see by the guys that they bring in. You know what I mean? Like you can just see by the guys that they bring in that's exactly what they're trying to do.
Yep.
Adrian Peterson. You know what I mean? At the end of his road, they bring in Adrian Peterson. No matter what, I don't care if Adrian Peterson is 45, 50 years old. If he's on your roster, people are going to come to that game just because, you know what I mean?
Just
for the chance to see him.
Yeah, because it's amazing to see what he's doing at his age.
Exactly. So that's the type of stuff that Detroit is into. They're trying to fill the stadium. They don't really care about the wins and losses. At least that's what it looks like from the outside looking in.
Is Adrian Peterson on the roster this year, or is he's done?
He's on the roster right now, I'm pretty sure. No. Measley, let me know. Let me know if AP is on Detroit's roster. But going back to players living their best life, which I think this is amazing right here. Tom Brady. We saw him in the parade. When they first won.
Pulled up, toe back.
Exactly. Pulled up, toe back. Threw the Vince Lombardi trophy from boat to boat, which I thought was pretty cool. But everybody, I mean, once I read into it, like, oh, you know, somebody could have got their head busted open, blah, blah. I guess it was a safety concern, but I thought it was lit. Like that, like, what else says, like, I'm at my pinnacle. Like, you know, I like no F's given anymore.
Well, I mean, he went out and bought a $12 million boat just for the parade. Like, one, that's a flex. Like, we got a parade that's going to last maybe a couple hours. Let's go in and drop $12 million on this boat real quick. You know, customized boat, and whatever company he bought the boat from to get it customized from that quick. See, Adrian Peterson was signed by the Detroit Lions this past offseason after being released by the Washington Redskins. Oh, so yep, he's with the Detroit Lions.
Exactly. So AP still there. Exactly. Still kicking. Still going. And people are going to come to that game just to watch him.
Just watch him play.
But keep going on time.
Like I was saying. So, you know what I'm saying? This boat, like, to me, I feel like he had that boat ordered before the Super Bowl because they got it to him quick and customized that joker the way he needed it. So that's a big flex. Then to drop $12 million on the boat is also another big flex. And then to get toe back and say, you know, I was going to toss the Lombardi trophy because I already got 6 of these jokers at the house. So I'm going to throw this other one across the, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. He just living his best life. And I feel like the Tom Brady we saw in New England was strictly business and he was deadly. But I think now that you got a Tom Brady who's having fun and playing around guys that are having fun as well and are part of an organization that's allowing him to have free reign and have fun, I think this is bad for the league because he is going to. I'm standing here first. He will win at least 2 more Super Bowls,
barring injury.
Barring injury.
And not just from him, injury, just injuries on his team. You know what I mean?
Right.
A few old linemen here, a linebacker here, a receiver here, and we're looking at a different football team.
Right.
But it's bad for the league as far as the players, like as far as the teams that they're going to see. Yes, it is very bad that Tom Brady.
But financially, it's great for the league because I think he's going to get a lot of people watching. I didn't like Tom Brady in New England. I don't know why. It was he just seemed like a cold player. He wasn't out there having fun. You never saw him smile until Super Bowl.
Exactly.
Now with the Buccaneers, he's out there smiling. He's running. I mean, he's doing it. And then to come to find out, he played the season with a torn ACL. That adds insult to injury to every team they beat.
Yeah, it does, but it does, but his play style allows him to be able to do that. And also, which I'm not taking anything away from Tom Brady. I think he is the GOAT. The Peyton Manning discussion is still there for me. But we can do that on a different night because that's deep. But I think he's, arguably the best ever. But his play style and also the refs, the league protects Tom Brady in a way that allows him also to play with the torn ACL.
Oh yeah, but you got to protect your jewel though, because he's the NFL jewel right now.
Oh, most definitely, he has been for a long time, and they've been protecting him for a long time.
Yep.
But Tom Brady out there having fun right now, just letting it all hang out, letting it fly, is super, super scary because we've always had this mentality that Tom Brady's the system QB. He's a system QB. Like it's just the system. It's just the system. Yes, Tampa has conformed a little to Tom, but it's Florida. It's the style. Like it's like a whole different feel to his game down there.
Right.
You know what I mean? And he's just out there playing 7-on-7 basically. Is what he's doing. And this year is going to be scary for defenses. I'll have my applications out for which team I'm going to pick because I'm no longer a Falcon. But I hate it for the Falcons because they got to see that man twice a year.
Well, you do know, us Cowboys over here, we're always accepting applications.
That's not even an option. That's not even an option. Hey, I'm not going to leave a bad team and go to a worse team.
But check it though. You said something that most people don't realize. Tom Brady's attitude in play in Florida reflects the Florida lifestyle that I'm a beach bum, I'm relaxed, I'm let it all hang out. I'm here for a good time. You know what I'm saying? But when you think about New England up there in Boston is a gritty city. It's a industrial city, a lot of people working on the docks and stuff like that. So his attitude and his play kind of reflected what was going on, like what's the community in Boston. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, and it's also for the coaching staffs, right? Like you got to think about that too. Bill Belichick, although he doesn't dress buttoned up, his program is very, very buttoned up. It's very suit and tie. This is how we do things. Right. The Patriot way. You hear NFL guys who've been through New England, they say it. Everything's done the New England way, the Patriot way. And that's the only way to do it. Bam, bam, bam. That's how we do things. Well, let's look at Bruce Arians. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Look, you go from a coach who you don't miss anything, football is life, to a coach that tells the staff, if you miss one of your kids' graduation, or if you miss your daughter's dance recital, if you miss your son's football game, now we have a problem. You see what I'm saying? So like it's like your coaching staff that you're playing for is allowing you to let it all hang out. Tom Brady may have been this guy the entire time. We've seen him off the field joke around, him and Peyton Manning on several occasions on shows, golf tournaments, things like that, joking around. We've seen that from him off the field. But we never saw that on the field. Now he's with the coach that allows that. Right. And we may be about to see the best of Tom Brady.
Oh, for sure. And hey, we got D Watts in the green room, so he want to hop on and see what he got to say about this situation.
Yo, what's going on, fellas?
What up? What up?
Y'all can hear me okay?
Oh yeah, you good? You good?
All right, perfect. Yeah, no, I'm just hopping in, man, tapping in real quick, seeing what y'all guys got going on, man. I hear y'all talking about these Bucks, man. It's LeBron all day.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you know where my heart is now. You know where my heart is. I'm a Bron fan to the core. There is no Giannis is not. I don't believe that Giannis is the number one in the league right now.
Nope.
I don't believe. I think LeBron James will probably be number one in the league until he retires. Just on knowledge and skill, I don't see anybody passing him up. But the Bucks that we really want to get you talking about is the Tampa Bay Bucks. What do you see for the Tampa Bay Bucks in the future? And is Tom Brady having fun a horrible sign for these defenses in the NFL?
Yeah, man. I think Tom Brady, he'll probably get in one more before he leaves.
Just
Bucks
one?
got a pretty good team, man.
Hey, I'm saying two. I'm saying two more.
Yeah, he'll get in one more for sure. He'll get one more for sure, but I just don't see anybody competing with him. I mean, with him being the field generator, if you keep Fournette behind him, keep them receivers out there, he got everything he needs.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
Now is Antonio Brown coming back this season?
It honestly don't matter if he do or not.
Oh shit!
I'm glad you just said that, though. I'm glad you just said that because I've had this conversation before with people, and I've said the same thing. Yes, is having Antonio Brown out there a huge threat, and it does make defenses change up a little bit. But let's be honest, we've seen Tom Brady with less, way less.
Yeah, way less. Having Antonio Brown, that's just like a decoy. Because at the end of the day, he want to get the ball to Mike Evans.
Exactly.
Yep.
Because Antonio Brown wasn't at the top of the charts in catches last year. He wasn't at the top of the charts in touchdowns last year.
No.
So, you know what I mean? It really doesn't hurt you that much. Really, you may help yourself out by having a lesser name because he's going to wiggle around out there. We know what Tom Brady does with the wiggle guys. If you get a guy out there that can get open, or Chris Hogan or whatever his name was in New England, a guy that you can get open, they called him 7-Eleven. You get you a 7-Eleven guy with Tom Brady? Oh, man.
Yeah, they got it, though. They got a good one. Chris Goodwin.
But as time goes on,
Godwin.
As time goes on, that becomes, now it's more focus driven.
Mm-hmm.
You got to get you a new guy in there every now and then. It's kind of like Calvin Ridley. We're gonna really see what Calvin Ridley is. I'm hating on Atlanta hard, by the way. We're gonna see what Calvin Ridley really is without Julio lined up on the other side this year.
Trash. That's what he gonna be. Trash.
Hey, what you think about what you think? I don't know. He might have to go for 1,000.
He gonna have to. He gonna have to. He won't do it. But if they want to win, he got to go for 1,000 because they don't got a running game.
Man,
they got the tight end. But yeah, it's super rebuild. And when Julio leaves, you start at you starting back at the slab. I don't care who you got. That's a good. I'm glad you just brought that up too because I want to know your opinion on this. Does Julio hurt Derrick Henry, or does Derrick Henry hurt Julio?
Neither. They complement each other.
It's gonna open that offense up. It's gonna open that bad boy up.
They finna be dangerous.
I'm on the fence. I'm on the fence.
Mm-mm.
I'm on the fence about it because Derrick Henry is one of those charcoal furnace running backs. He's one of those guys that he needs to be fed. He needs to be fed to keep him burning. You got to keep him fed. Well, what happens when we come out in the first half and Julio just eating it up, and he getting targets, and we passing the ball in the first half. I might be a Titan. I'm over here saying we.
But you can mix it up though. You can mix it up. You know what I'm saying? You can go 3 or 4 passes to Julio, and then pow. You know what I'm saying? Hand it to Henry, and he gonna take that joker 10, 15 yards. Then you hit him with 3 or 4 more runs. Then you hit with that play action, Julio over the top touchdown, or what's his name on the other side? Brown, AJ Brown.
They're not gonna know what to do with that.
It's deadly. As long as Tannehill can continue to play.
I hope so because I really want Julio to get one. I really want Julio to get a ball. All my guys right now, besides DeAndre Hopkins, have balls.
Only thing that's gonna kill them is coaching. Coaching is the only thing that can hurt the Titans at this point. They got a pretty solid defense. The O-line is good enough. Tannehill can escape the pocket if he need to. You got deep threats and you got Henry. That's all you need.
The coaching staff has made this coaching staff has made a run before. We've seen this coaching staff make a run.
Yep, make a run, and they didn't have a receiver on Julio's caliber.
They didn't. I'm hoping to see them do good things, man. But on this football topic, we're gonna leave the NFL. I'm glad Damien's on for this too, because I know you got a lot to say about this. We're gonna leave the NFL. We're gonna drop down to the college level. We got some crazy stuff going on right now. Teams trying to get in the SEC. The SEC, I guess, commissioner withholding information from certain SEC schools. It's all going crazy right now. Trey, fill them in.
All right, so over the last couple of days, we've been hearing rumors about the University of Texas Longhorns and the Oklahoma Sooners, talking with the SEC about joining the conference. Now, it started off as rumors, but as the week continued to go along, we found out that they've been talking to the SEC for the last 6 months. Now, the kicker is the SEC commissioner, and along with his team, decided to keep this information away from the A&M camp. You know what I'm saying? So from what I've been reading, the reason that they kept it away is because the reason A&M decided to come to the SEC is because they wanted to be a standalone Texas team in the conference. They were basically tired of living in the shadow of UT, over in the Big 12. And I guess the SEC made kind of like a shallow commitment saying, we won't allow any more Texas teams to come within the conference. And in order for Texas and Oklahoma to be considered for the SEC or to be accepted in, they got to get 11 out of the 14 teams already in the SEC to commit or to say, yay or nay. So they decided to withhold this information from A&M. So we got that going on. So then today, the SEC reached out to Clemson, Ohio State, Florida State, and Michigan. And they're conjuring up having a 20-team mega conference. I believe this could be big for college football.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's going to open up the recruiting. At that point, Texas A&M won't be the powerhouse anymore because people can go to be a Longhorn or wherever else they want to go and compete at the highest level. So that's all anybody ever want to do anyway. That's why people go to Texas A&M is to play against LSU, Alabama, and all the big dogs. Right. So now you get to go and do this on a regular basis. I say open it up.
I say open it up as well. I think this would be great for college football. I think this would be great for UT. We just talked about this the other night. I think UT will be at the bottom for a while in the SEC, but eventually they may be able to return that program around and do something if they move over to the SEC. But I also wonder how all this will work out. There's a lot of things that would have to go into place. There's a lot of teams that have to move. There's a lot of, scheduling issues with a 20-team mega conference.
A scheduling? No, ain't no scheduling issue, bro. It's like this. Right now, you got the SEC is broken down into the East Division and the West Division. So in the East Division, you got Florida, Georgia, Kentucky, Missouri, South Carolina, Tennessee, and Vanderbilt. I say you throw Texas and Oklahoma in that East Division. No. My bad. I say you throw Ohio State, Michigan, and Florida in that East Division, and you throw Clemson, OU, and Texas in the West Division. There ain't no scheduling issue.
I hear you talking, but I think even when you do that right there, you have one side that's way more overloaded than the other side.
So how would you do it then? Who would you?
I don't have an answer. I don't have an answer for it. Not yet. I gotta sit down and look at it and see what's up. But I think right now that Western Division is way more overloaded than the East.
then just take Vanderbilt and Kentucky and move them down to the Western Division. Move them down.
That would be crazy.
Because Kentucky and Vanderbilt are your two weakest teams in the SEC.
Exactly. With Arkansas playing a close fiddle right there. Don't leave them out. Do not leave them out. But I don't know if it would work or how it would work, but I know that A&M is going to be lobbying for this not to work.
Oh, definitely. I think that's why they kept it away from the SEC camp, because they know that they'll come. If this would have came out 6 months ago, and A&M knew about it, there would have been backroom meetings, finding some kind of way to not get this to go through. And then, but here's the kicker though. But then the UT Facebook page, they already on A&M head, telling A&M if they don't start acting right, they might have to come to the SEC and beat up on them again. Like they already talking trash. You know what I'm saying? So what I believe this thing is going to happen, but it makes sense for it to happen because if you look over the last 20 years, the national champion has come out of really four or five different conferences: the Big 12, the SEC, ACC, the Big 10, the Pac-12. And really, one of the Pac-12 championship was shared with LSU in 2003. So I'm not gonna count that one. But why not take all these top teams and put them in one conference? Let them go at it.
But I think it may. I don't know. I've always said this about the ACC in general, that towards the end of the year we don't ever get to see a full strength SEC team. Most of the time we see a beat up, drag into the finish SEC team because they've been beating each other up for 10 weeks.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, and we're only making that worse by bringing these teams in. You know what I mean? Like, let's just say Clemson comes in to the SEC,
right,
this upcoming season. Not saying the ACC is cake, but they've got 4 or 5 weeks in there where they know for sure it's a dub. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like they've got 4 or 5 weeks that they know for sure it's a dub in the ACC.
Yeah, but if you ask most people, they already believe that Clemson's in the SEC.
You can say it all day long, but we're seeing them at full strength at the end of the year. You can say that when we see them play against the SEC team, what I'm saying is that SEC team is beat up, and Clemson is at full strength. That's what I'm saying. But now we're going to see Clemson beat up versus, you know what I'm saying? It's not going to be the same. It's not going to be the same type of game.
But I bet you the champions still come out the SEC.
Well, you're putting the team that's winning it in the SEC now.
Winning what?
If you put Clemson in the SEC, they've been in the championship the past 3 years. They've been in the playoffs the past 4. When you move them to the SEC, that's taking away, the champion coming from outside of the ACC.
Okay.
Outside of the ACC. You're bringing in the person that's winning outside the SEC. Now you're just making them an SEC team. So of course the champion's coming out of the SEC.
Yeah, but wouldn't this give not say a smaller team, but a team that like maybe on the bubble a chance to jump into the Big 12? That way they can be part of a Power 5 conference.
Yeah, it does, but is it charity or what are we doing? It gives another team a chance. But I just want to see good football. I don't care that this team comes into the Big 12, they getting their head stomped every week.
Oh, that's true. Well, I see here Fozzie said that if they get all those teams in that conference, I bet they leave the NCAA. Could we see that?
Where they gonna go if they ain't in the NCAA?
Couldn't they form their own league?
Just be their own league, SEC football.
You got 20 teams. NFL got 32? If they were to leave, let's say the SEC decided to succeed from the NCAA. So if they add all these teams that we just mentioned, that's 20 teams. I'm pretty sure they can go get 32 other teams. Not 32, but 13 other teams. Or 12 other teams. 12 other teams.
Are there 12 other teams worthy though? Because we still want to see good football at the end of the day.
Yeah, you could probably throw a Miami in there. Miami's on upcoming. You could throw a Miami if
They're
they're
on the
going to
upcoming in the ACC though.
if they're going to throw a Florida State in there, they can definitely throw Miami in there.
I don't think Florida State's gonna make it either. I think they're gonna get their heads tapped. I think I think Florida State gonna get their head tapped. I think Michigan gonna get their head tapped. I think Texas gonna get their head tapped for a while.
But here's the kicker: it's not like if this goes through, it's not like it's going to happen this season. You're looking at maybe next year or 2 years from now. You know what I'm saying? So in that time span, you're giving 5 teams. You're giving these 5 teams time to not 5. What is it? 6 teams? You're giving these 6 teams a chance to build their roster before they actually come into SEC play.
I hear you.
So I don't think like if they were to start this season, yes, Texas would be in the bottom. I think OU has a chance to compete. But if you give them 2 to 3 years to get the roster together before they join the conference, I say Texas, Oklahoma come in, they're both gonna be top 5 teams.
But listen, okay, you say that. They're gonna. Let's just say they come out. They say, okay, this is what we're gonna do. We agree to do it, and it's gonna be 2 years down the road. How are they? Texas may not be able to build their team because they still get slapped in the Big 12. No one's still coming there.
No, but I'm saying
they will.
But they will then, because now if I come to Texas, I'm riding out in the SEC. When I get there, I'm gonna be in the SEC.
I don't think so. When I can go to a team, if I'm most of the time, if I'm good enough, let's say, okay, if Texas is building their roster for the SEC, so they're going to get SEC caliber guys. That's who they're recruiting. If I'm an SEC caliber guy, Texas is probably not my only option. Why would I go to Texas still?
If you're in Texas, you are.
Yeah, you're in Texas, you are.
I can just go if the SEC is that important to me. I can just go to A&M. They're already in it.
You ain't gonna go to A&M over Texas. Not if they're in the same. Not if they're in the same conference. You're not
but that's the reason why A&M left the Big 12 is to get away from that Texas shadow. Now,
but they're out of it now. Now they're out of it. Now Texas is in their shadow, and it's gonna stay. And I believe wholeheartedly that it will stay like that.
It's not gonna stay that way, bro.
Nope,
nobody wants to go to College Station. Everybody want to be in Austin, bro.
There's not shit to do in College Station,
bro. You can say that all day long. Y'all can say that all day long. You can say that all day long. I'm telling you right now, we can put whatever y'all want to put on it. If this goes through, Texas will be at the bottom for a while. And they're not going to be stealing recruits from A&M.
If this goes through, Texas is going to be the first time they play.
Kids going to go to OU. Yes. They're already doing it.
If you got a Texas fan, you're not going to cross over. Most of the athletes come from California, Texas.
Look up OU's roster right now. I've already done it. So look up Oklahoma's roster right now and see how many people from Texas are on their roster.
Measly, bring it up. Measly, bring it up. Bring up the Oklahoma roster.
They got hella kids from Texas.
They've always got kids from Texas. I mean, they got Adrian Peterson. Hell, they got the kid from Texarkana.
I said that. I've already said that. That's what I'm saying.
But that's because they are winning. Once if I'm a kid in Texas, I want to play at Texas. I don't want to go to Oklahoma.
I want to win.
Yes, you want to win. But guess what? These coaches, they can talk these kids in this dream. Look, we are going to build something big in the SEC. You want to be a part of the team that took Texas to the top of the SEC, and a lot of these kids they will believe that shit.
Why can they not beat OU out for the recruits right now? They're in the same conference
because they're not winning right now.
So they're going to automatically just start winning?
No, the reason that they go to Oklahoma is because of the style of play. They don't have any defense. They don't. Think about it as a receiver, as an offensive player. Why would you want to go play for Texas when they barely pass the ball? Whenever they coaching and offensive scheme is just trash. You go into Oklahoma, it's air raid all day long. Fast pace, quick tempo. It's going to change. I guarantee you it's going to change.
It has
People going to go to Texas before they go to Oklahoma. Facts.
All day long. I think y'all just old heads and y'all stuck in it. Y'all
No.
stuck in there
All
what
day
Texas used to
long.
be. Y'all
No,
stuck in what
but,
Texas
bro,
used to
no,
be.
bro,
I've seen so
no.
many kids.
No.
I've seen so many kids this year. Just this year alone, y'all. 2021. I've seen so many kids be offered by Texas. Texas makes it in their top 10. They don't come out of the top 10. Texas ain't making it out of the top 10. These kids are going to all these other schools.
All right, Measley. Here we go. What we got? We're working with. I can't see where these kids from.
I can't read any of that. Measly, count it up and just put up the number. How many Texas kids they got? Just count it up. We can't read that. So just count it up. But I'm telling y'all, kids are picking all these schools over UT. Y'all saying that the style's gonna change and all that whoopty whoopty whoop. But so is everyone else's. So how is Texas gonna just automatically rise back up to the top of the list?
Alabama offense and scheme ain't changed in years. They do the same thing.
They're already in the SEC. They're already in the SEC. They're already playing SEC football.
Texas
They're already
gonna
playing
judge.
SEC football.
Texas gonna adjust. They're gonna get a better defense because they're not gonna be able to sustain.
So is
They're gonna
everyone
get
else.
better skill players. They're gonna get them a black quarterback, somebody that can get back there and run, and that's it.
So is everyone else. But they would have a black quarterback right now if it was up to them. That's what I'm saying. If it was up to UT, they would have.
I'm gonna tell you.
They would.
No, I'm gonna tell you because Texas is. They let their regents dictate too much of what's going on. You know what I'm saying? They let their the regents dictate way too much. They had a Vince Young style quarterback there in the program with Tyrone Swoops.
He was trash.
No, he wasn't. Tyrone was straight.
trash.
They had nobody to
faithful, boy.
develop him.
You were
No,
faithful.
bro. No, I'm not faithful. No, truth be told,
Bro, he looked like Vince Young. Period. That's where it stops. He looked like Vince Young, body wise. Ability was trash. He was slow. He couldn't really throw. He just looked like Vince Young. Period. That was the end of Tyrone Swoops. He looked like Vince Young, and all you Texas faithfuls was like, "Oh yeah, we got us a Vince Young again," and he was trash. He got beat out. He got benched like twice or three times there. He was trash.
My boy Joseph Kenny is agreeing with you. Joseph, man, we ain't cool. We ain't cool no more, man. We ain't cool no more. He said right.
That's all there is to it. That's what I'm saying. Like, but that's what they can get. Tyrone Swoops. Sorry for coming at you like this, fam.
Bruh,
but that's all they can get.
Bro, his stats wasn't that bad. He was straight.
He was trash, bro.
He beat Oklahoma.
He was trash.
He beat Oklahoma.
Anything can happen in a rivalry game. He was trash.
Yeah,
you can't. There's no way you can make me. There's no way you can make me 35 players from Texas, bro. 35 players from Texas, fam.
Man,
35.
Look, it's the same thing. Look, I put it this way: it's the same thing that happened with Tony.
36%.
Same thing that happened with Tonio. Tonio went to TCU because they was winning. Whenever you go into the SEC, you got a chance to play against the best of the best. You gonna go to Texas over Texas.
But you want to win.
You got to build a culture.
You want to win.
You got to build the culture.
They gonna build a culture. They're not gonna be at the bottom.
It's a lot easier to sell what's going on now than to sell what may happen.
Man, look.
You had so much over Texas.
I do agree with that because when I got recruited by Army was telling me on what could happen, and I was looking at Navy like, but they winning now.
Exactly. What's going on now? And then look, OU has so much over Texas. They're sponsored by Jordan. That's a big one right there. That's humongous. That's humongous amongst young football players.
Who?
Even though Jordan is a basketball brand.
Who's sponsored by Jordan?
OU.
Oh, they are?
Yes. So when I come to my little visit on OU, and then I go to Texas and they got me in these plain white ass Nike Vapors, and then I go to my visit on OU and they got me in the 11 retro cleats, I'm going to OU.
For some cleats?
It's not just the cleats. It's not just the cleats. And people have picked the school for less. But it's not just the cleats. It's that on top of their winning now. The culture is already built in. It looks
Bro.
better on TV.
You are
Everything-
going to Texas over OU. You get the chance to go in and compete day one.
There's
because they
35
trash.
players on that OU roster. I bet you, out of that 35, I bet you 25 had offers from Texas.
Maybe.
Hey Tanner, hey Measley, bring up one of the players from Texas. I mean from Oklahoma, and go to his rivals page and see who he got offered by.
You know UT gonna be on there, and you know he picked Oklahoma because he's there.
But check it though. But I mean, and they might be because it's just like a SEC school. You could be an all right player. But if one SEC school offer you, the rest of them gonna come because they say, "Well, shit, they must see something in them." I mean, unless Kentucky or Vanderbilt offer you now, well, shit, we ain't worried about them or Arkansas.
Listen, bro, I'm telling you right now, everything that Texas does, that y'all are saying that Texas is going to do to get these players in, these other schools are also going to be doing that. They're already above Texas, so the scale's just gonna keep moving like that. It's not gonna Texas ain't gonna go all of a sudden. Oh, now everybody's coming here.
Yeah.
That's
They gonna
not
jump
how
them,
it's
bro.
But they
going.
might
Bro.
because it's happened before. We've seen programs that was like and then they just hop just like that. But we saw with Baylor, we saw with TCU.
Yeah, bro. They're going to jump, bro. It's the same thing when people come from Texas and go to Arkansas and play in the SEC because it's in Arkansas. Because they go to Arkansas because they're in the SEC.
That's it.
That
Same
was
thing.
back in y'all old. That was back in the day. No one's doing that now. No one's doing that now. No one's doing that. They're not choosing Arkansas over Texas. They're not choosing Arkansas over A&M. We just saw that right from our alma mater. Kid had an offer from Arkansas and A&M.
But he chose LSU
He
because
chose A&M. We're talking Mark. He
Who?
chose A&M. He chose A&M.
you're in the SEC.
Over, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying over Arkansas. Back to what Damian was saying. Why kids go to Arkansas?
But who the fuck who want to go to Arkansas?
That's what I'm saying. It's the same thing.
No, bro. Listen, if look, it's sad. No, it's sad to say this, but I promise you, I saw Trey Carson posted this shit on Facebook this morning. He said, "You Texas fans are still living on the hopes of Vince Young." That's true. It's true. And a lot of these young cats, they were alive when that shit went down.
Man, no one.
Listen, and they can say once we get to the SEC, if you come here, you will be a legend like Vince Young. Them cats is coming. They're coming.
Who?
You'll be a legend like Vince Young.
They gonna say who? These kids today gonna say who?
They're not gonna say who.
You crazy.
Them kids are 5, 6 years old. They knew that shit.
Exactly. 5 or 6 years old. They gonna say who? The dude from the Titans? They crazy. He went crazy in the league. Something like that. Some of his more recent.
No. Until they get to campus and they see Vince Young standing in at the Rose Bowl Stadium like this with all the fans and roses and shit coming down.
Bro, kids walk right past that and they
them
go back
lads,
home
them-
and they choose OU. They go see all that shit and they go right home and choose OU. As soon as they leave, they take Texas as they top. They go down there, they go get the regular treatment, same white and burnt orange ass uniforms they've been wearing, and they leave and they choose somewhere else. Every time.
It's not gonna
It's going to
happen.
continue to happen.
If they
Texas
go
isn't
to the
willing to
SEC,
change
that's not
it.
happening. That's not
Texas
happening.
isn't even willing. Texas, y'all talking about all these changes. Texas isn't even willing to make a lot of changes. So we sit there saying all this stuff. We've seen it. They're not even willing to make the changes.
They will in the SEC. Unless
now
if
they
they don't make the
will.
changes,
Now
they're
they
gonna get their head beat in.
I'm telling you, that's what's going to happen. I'm telling you.
All
They
right,
gonna make the changes. They
Bro,
gonna make the changes. They don't have a choice.
So out of these teams that are out of these 6 teams that are potentially going to the SEC,
Ohio State.
which one you think will come in and be and make an impact right off rip?
Ohio State.
Ohio State. And OU.
Nah. OU gonna get their head beat in too.
Mm-mm.
It's to me.
They're way faster than everybody in the Big 12. That's why I think they're going to be all right.
To me, it's crazy because when I look at this list, it's almost like they took rivalry games from all these conferences and want to put them in the SEC. Because when you look at it, you got Ohio State and Michigan.
Hey,
why would they
not
even
to
bring
cut you
Michigan?
off. Not to cut you off. But right here at the bottom of the screen, Joshua Eaton had 30 offers and visited only 2 schools, Oklahoma and Texas.
Yeah, but who were the other 30 schools?
Who
Or who
cares?
the other
He didn't
20?
even visit them. He didn't even
Hey,
visit
put
them.
it up on the screen.
Tennessee, Texas, Texas A&M, Texas Tech, Tulsa, USC, UT, Virginia Tech, TCU, SMU, South Alabama, Rutgers, Purdue, Oregon, Missouri, Mississippi, LSU, Kansas, Kansas State, Indiana, Illinois, Houston, Georgia Tech, Florida, Colorado, Baylor, Auburn, Arkansas, Alabama, and he chose OU.
He must be trash and knew he wasn't gonna play the other team. Like, what you mean?
Bro, he is not trash with those
What
offers.
you mean?
Bro, no,
He
you
must
can't be
be
trash.
one of
You
those.
can't be trash with them offers. You can't be
Bro,
trash with them
look.
offers.
I ain't talking about trash physical ability. I'm talking about trash mindset. He must knew he wasn't going to play at them
You
bigger
going
schools.
there and play. You're not just
Bro,
walking in
he's
OU
not-
and
bro,
playing.
If you
No
got
one's
a,
just
if you
walking
got
in
an
OU
offer
and
from
playing.
Alabama, you choosing Alabama all day.
Obviously not. Obviously not.
Man, look.
That's what I'm saying. OU is already getting recruits. They're already stealing recruits from all these schools. Them going to the
Okay.
SEC is what's his name?
Lincoln Riley. Lincoln Riley. And he came out. He talking shit already.
Because he knows. He knows they had the juice. I'm telling y'all right now, Clayton Smith is a bad man. I've seen a lot of high school football players. I know y'all have too. Clayton Smith was by far the best player in Texarkana last year. And so you know what that's saying. By far the best player in Texarkana. He is a different type of athlete. And he chose OU. That's the type of player that's going there right now. That's the type of players that they're getting.
What does he play? Was he linebacker?
Outside linebacker / DN. I'm telling y'all. And he lined up at outside receiver with ease too. That's the type of athletes that they're getting at OU. They're ready to make this jump. I can't say the same for Texas. I can't say that's what I'm saying. They're ready right now. Texas got to get ready. And you know what they say?
Okay.
Stay ready. You ain't got to get ready. Texas got to get ready.
So do you think that the SEC, when they make this offer, they figured in order to get Oklahoma, we got to bring in Texas? You think it was a package deal?
Maybe between Texas and Oklahoma, yes, to keep the rivalry up, keep the Red River rivalry going and stuff like that. So maybe between them two, but the SEC could give a damn, I think.
But couldn't they still do the Red River rivalry? Well, no, because it's late in the season.
Exactly, and I was saying they have to be early in the season. They have to be out of the conference. It wouldn't mean as much. You put them both in the SEC. Now it's in the middle of the season. It matters because you can't really lose a game in the SEC if you're trying to win it.
Right, that's true.
So the game truly matters. They need that. And that only boosts up the SEC because you know it's going to be on the SEC network.
And Texas A&M scared. They have to keep them out of it because they know Texas gonna get the recruits.
They're not. They're not worried about Texas.
They were.
I think they are.
They were.
Because no. Check it though. The reason, during my era in school, the reason Texas was so dominant is because everyone around them was trash at the time. And A&M got good and was like, we gotta get the fuck out now. We gotta get out now. We got to. We have to get out now. So they got out, ran to the SEC.
They ended up with a bunch of SEC caliber players at one time on accident. Is what happened to A&M, and so they made the jump. But then look what happened.
Yeah, I think I was coaching though.
They ran out. They ran out. The players, the SEC level talent ran out.
Well, no, because it goes back to what I was saying. If you have a team in the SEC offer a kid, all the other schools gonna come. So let's say you're a wide receiver, and A&M offer you. Now you got LSU coming, you got Georgia coming, you got Alabama coming, Florida. So you're like, well, shit, I was gonna go to A&M, but now these cats coming, I'm going over there.
And that only makes your argument for UT coming to the SEC even weaker. Because whoever Texas, so what you're saying, whoever Texas offers if they move to the SEC, whoever Texas offers, LSU is going to offer, Alabama's going to offer, Georgia's going to offer,
But
Florida's
like
going to
you
offer.
said, Texas is trash. You got an immediate chance to go in and start.
Yeah, you got exactly. You
And
got
get
chance to
your
go in
head
and start.
tapped. And get your
It
head
don't
tapped.
matter.
No, not if enough
If I'm
guys
a
come
QB,
in.
if I'm a QB, I'm not going to get sacked 10 times a game.
Bro, Texas gonna get linemen. That's a fact. They gonna get linemen.
Listen,
You get to go with the opportunity to potentially play against Alabama and beat them, or any other school in the SEC. And
you can
beat
go
them.
do that at any school.
Not on a regular basis.
Yes, you can. You can go to any SEC school. You don't have to go to Texas to play Alabama. You can go to Georgia and have a way better chance at beating Alabama.
Look,
You know what I'm saying? You don't have to go to Texas to play
I
Alabama.
mentioned Alabama because they're at the top of the pinnacle, right?
I
They're
know
top
that's
of
what
the
I'm
line.
saying. You don't have to
What
go to
I'm
Texas
saying
to play
is-
any of these guys on a weekly basis.
Texas is going to recruit the top of the top.
And so is everyone else.
They get the chance to go and play. At Alabama, you going redshirt. If you ain't redshirt, you're going to be on the sideline. They already got their lineup for years to come. They already know what's up.
But
We see sophomores and freshmen play at Alabama all the time. So
yeah,
that's
but
the point.
but
Yeah, they
but,
studs.
but
Not
If
your
you're
average
going to Alabama,
college
you know
athlete.
you're a stud. If you're choosing
Yeah,
Alabama,
I
you know you're a stud.
But here's the kicker right here. Here's the kicker. If you go to Alabama, you can be a third string guy and still get to the league, because the goal is to get to the league. And we've all seen playoff games where there's like, oh, and I'm making up this name, Mikael Jennings, and he playing for some NFL team in the playoffs, and it's like, oh, he only played 2 games at Alabama, but he got in the league. He got in as an undrafted free agent, or he went late. He was like I said, a wide receiver. He might have got a couple catches in the season, and his ass ended up on the NFL roster. Now he's starting for a team. So a lot of guys do go to Alabama just for the fact that I know if I got that Bama, Bama stamp, I'm good. All I gotta do is get on the team, ball out a little bit, and I can get an undrafted free agent spot or a late draft pick spot, and I'm good. Because as long as I get on the team, I know I'm gonna make the spot. I gotta get on the team. I gotta get my foot in the door, and Bama gonna get your foot in the door, and that's why you'll see they'll have 5 or 6 running backs that no one heard of, but they in the league.
Exactly. But that's what I'm saying. Once Texas goes to the SEC, it sounds like their recruiting pool is going to get larger, but it's not. Their recruiting pool is going to get smaller because there's only so many SEC caliber players in the country. There's only so many.
And why go load up on these other schools when you can go have the opportunity to build?
They're already doing it now. Why, no one's chomping at the bits to go to Vandy because they're in the SEC and you can go there and start. No one's chomping at the bits to go to Arkansas. No one's chomping at the bits to go to Kentucky. No one's chomping at the bits to go to these weaker level SEC schools just to play in the SEC. So what makes you think that they're going to be chomping at the bits to go to a lower level Texas?
Chomping at the bits because the argument is Texas A&M or Texas. They are going to choose Texas all day long.
And I a long time ago left that and saying A&M shouldn't be worried about Texas because all the players around from this area are going to OU. The Texas guys that want to play in the SEC and want to be good, they're going to Oklahoma.
But hey, my boy Joseph Kenny said
that's a really good fact that you're saying, Trey. I see that pay to play will change that.
Yeah, well, pay to play can change that. Because guess what? The one thing that Texas got over all the schools in the SEC is that bread. They got that oil money. So they can change a whole lot of stuff.
They can change a lot of stuff.
But look at this right here. Look at this.
That's going to happen at other schools as well.
But check this out. You got Jerry Jones at Arkansas. That could change a whole lot of shit too for Arkansas recruits.
Every school, that's what I'm saying. Everything that y'all are saying that Texas is going to do, these other schools are going to do that as well. Plus, they're winning right now. They're going to do everything that Texas is doing, plus they're winning. So how is Texas going to jump? Y'all just saying it's going to automatically
No, I just told you, bro, yes, all the other schools going to be doing it, but Texas will have that bread behind them. They will. Bro, listen, there's nothing in Tuscaloosa. Austin, Texas is a hub for a lot of shit. So they can get a whole lot of players, a whole lot of money coming in. Now, Bama got one guy that did what he would gross $1 million already.
Yeah.
All
He
right.
ain't even touched the field yet.
And
And there's nothing in Tuscaloosa.
There's nothing there.
And he's got a meal.
But it's just one guy.
Okay, but that's gonna happen everywhere. That's gonna happen. The guy is gonna get paid no matter what school he goes to.
But to be the face of Texas, if you are in
You can
Texas,
be the face
you
of
know
Texas
you belong
right
on that.
now. The face
Oh.
of Texas ain't getting that much. The face of Texas ain't getting people. Ain't that many people looking at the face of Texas right now. I don't know where y'all been. I don't know where
When they
y'all
hop into
been.
SEC, it will though.
I don't know where y'all have been, man.
Bro, SEC is gonna happen. If they get into the SEC, it's gonna happen. I guarantee you.
I hope y'all right, but I think y'all are way on the opposite end.
Mm-mm.
Texas is done. If they go to the SEC, they are done. They better stay in the Big 12. Let Oklahoma make that jump. Stay in the Big 12 and play Big Bro. Other than that, hang it up, Horns.
I don't know. I think I think it all come in waves anyway, man. I think these teams, it's Alabama being the exception. I think you have like LSU, you'll have a 2-3 year wave, then they flake out, and then another team gonna come up. Right now, Bama's in the top, but it seems like the second place team in the SEC seem to always change, second and third place teams. Because for a while, Florida was dominant, and they're no longer dominant, and they're in the same league. Nothing changed.
Yeah, they ain't been dominant for a while.
Right. So I think a lot of young cats will get that. I can be able to go to Texas now and play and make a difference. And we're in the SEC. I'm at home, so I feel more comfortable here. I'm gonna go to Texas. Oklahoma, on the other hand, I think they'll be able to recruit out of Texas, but Oklahoma might be able to go pipeline elsewhere.
Why would they pipeline elsewhere when they're already piped in now?
Because now in the SEC they'll be able to go get, I'd say, like the big alignment out of the Midwest.
They don't need that. OU is looking to start getting guys out of Bama. They're looking to start getting guys out of Georgia, the guys out of California. They ain't going to the Midwest for no lineman.
They had before. They just signed a guy from Roosevelt.
I'm saying once they go to the SEC, they're stealing the SEC linemen. People are gonna go to OU, bro. I'm telling you, I see these kids on a daily basis. Choose OU. I've been watching it for a long time. I'm telling y'all. I don't know what they're telling these kids. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know if it's the Jordan uniforms. I don't know what it is.
It might be the young coach.
Could be the young coach.
Might be the young coach.
They are getting kids left and right. I also got a super huge question for y'all right now. Do y'all think that the SEC is wanting to make this mega conference because everything that Deion has going at Jackson State right now, kind of stealing players and put them over in the SWAC?
Man, I never even thought about that. That could possibly be it. Be a power move. It could be a power move.
No, he ain't been there long enough for it to make it entire
man.
make that shift.
He's still
But this doesn't have anything to do with the NCAA right now, though. This is just the SEC.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
Because,
I don't think so.
There's been a lot of top level SEC recruits that have signed with Jackson State.
Yeah, but that's because it's prime time, and that's already bringing cameras and television time, and it's gonna bring the dollars.
Exactly, but right now it's prime time. Next year it'll be Eddie George. The year after that, Warren Sapp. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna keep happening. I'm not saying that that's what they're doing. I'm just saying that as soon as I heard that, I was like, ooh, that's kind of coincidental.
I mean, just check this out. When in the history of college football have we ever seen the SWAC media conference on ESPN?
That boy said the SWAC.
The SWAC, or as some coaches said when I was in school, the brother conference. and I didn't realize what they meant, and now I'm like, that was some racist shit.
Hey, check this out. Check this out, y'all. Check this out. Always getting breaking news. I want to revisit this topic, but we're always getting breaking news right here. And straight from my guy Fozzie, and this is coming from PFF on Twitter. Multiple sports books believe Aaron Rodgers will retire next week. Pro Football Talk.
Nah, if he retire, he coming out. He gonna pull a Gronk, go to another team or something.
That's huge right there for the league.
Yeah.
If Aaron Rodgers leaves, first I don't their backup. I don't know who it is right now. They drafted him, but
no, it's what's that Jordan guy from LSU? I mean from UCLA. Jordan.
Talking about Jordan Love.
Jordan Love.
He was from wasn't he from like Nevada or something?
No, UCLA.
I'm not sure who their backup is right now. Immediately find that out for who's Green Bay's backup. But whoever he is,
Man,
he is stepping into a shit show.
Green Bay. Look, Aaron Rodgers. The best fit for him right now is the New Orleans Saints.
I want Jameis to play, so I ain't with that.
Oh no, they got Blake Bortles as a backup.
That's worse. That's the worst. They better use the young guy.
Yeah, Jordan Love.
No, they got Jordan Love, some guy named Kurt Benkert, Blake Bortles, and Jake Dogola.
They drafted the Jordan Love kid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no,
He's probably gonna be the one. Yeah, he's gonna be the one to play. They drafted the Jordan Love kid for sure. But
Saints ain't playing Jameis Winston. He threw.
No, he's not, bro. He had surgery on his eyes, bro. He's been working hard. I'm telling you.
You gotta get surgery on your eyes.
He couldn't see. He couldn't see, barely.
I love Jameis Winston, but damn, he looked goofy working out. He looked goofy, man.
Hey, bro, on a serious note, he could not see, bro. All these years of playing football, bro, playing quarterback, bro, he could not see.
So no, Damon, you can't say Jameis was trash because check it. When his last
40 picks. What you mean?
30 and 30.
His last year in Tampa, it seemed like out of them 30 picks, I'd say 75% of them hit the receiver's hands and was deflections.
There was a lot of deflection picks. I don't know what the percentage would be, but there was a lot of deflection picks that season. I'll give it that. But this is what I was saying. And we saw this early in the book season last year. We saw it real early before they all got, really used to the Brady way. They were playing street ball with Jameis.
Yes.
They were playing hut, run around for a little bit, and try to get it to Mike the best way you can. You're going to throw 30 picks that way. You're going to. Running around and just tossing it up, you're going to.
And they had no running game.
You're going to throw picks. That's what happened.
But what
pisses me play for the Saints, he going to do the same exact thing.
I don't think so.
Nope. And what pisses me off about Jameis Winston, and this is a topic for another podcast, but the NFL judges black quarterbacks so harshly because when Brett Favre went out and threw 30 picks, he's a gunslinger. He'll do what he got to do to get it in there. If he got to throw 30 picks, he'll throw 30 picks. But Jameis throw 30 picks and it's he not NFL ready.
I agree with that. I would agree with that wholeheartedly. A lot of QBs get labeled gunslingers, and then some QBs they're just not ready. They're just tossing it up.
Trash because that's what Jameis Winston is. He trash.
Okay, so how many QBs in the league right now are better than Jameis Winston? Since you want to say that,
all of them.
All of them. He's the worst QB in the NFL right now.
Even what's his name?
That's crazy.
Who's the guy that's over in Jacksonville?
Oh, Gardner Minshew.
Mullet dude.
Minshew. Ain't no way in hell Gardner Minshew is better than Jameis Winston.
Put up better stats than him.
Minshew madness or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, he had a little spurt, but what happened after that? Jameis Winston had more than a spurt.
Hey, we gonna add the boy. Hey, we're gonna have my boy Joseph Kenny to the stream.
Hey, here's what y'all don't understand,
good, Joseph.
Hey, here's the thing. Hey,
you on?
Hey, here's what y'all don't understand about Jameis Winston. All right. So Jameis Winston, you can't have LASIK actually until you're 25. So he's throwing picks. He in college, y'all see him squinting. When he got traded from the Bucks, when he got let go of the Bucks, he was 24. So he leaves. He gets LASIK. He can see now. James Winston's going to be next level once he actually gets to play again.
That's what I'm talking about right there.
Like, y'all don't
Right
understand.
there. Yeah.
The LASIK surgeon will not give you LASIK until you're 25 because your eyes don't quit changing until you're 25.
There we go. Hey,
That
Jameis
boy
Winston.
still
I'm telling you,
trash.
how can you? He's
Trash.
interesting. There's literally so besides Aaron Rodgers, since if he leaves and goes to another team,
Aaron Rodgers is going to Denver, bro. He gonna retire. He gonna go to Denver. His fiance lives in Denver. Where do you think he's going?
okay, then I see you.
I didn't know that.
He gonna retire. He gonna go somewhere else. I agree with that.
Go to Denver.
Absolutely.
We're not saying
We want to go back to SEC. We want to go back to SEC like y'all were talking. Okay, who's the richest NFL owner in the league?
Jerry Jones,
Okay, who's he alumni of?
Arkansas.
And you saying Arkansas ain't gonna get nobody? Jerry Jones gonna pay him to come there. I promise you.
Yeah, Jerry Jones has money, but the money is only one part of this whole scheme, right? A lot. I mean, it's a big part of it now. It is a big part of it.
Nick Saban's quarterback's already a millionaire.
Exactly.
Nick Saban's new quarterback's already a millionaire. So
If I can go be a millionaire anywhere but Arkansas, I'm not going to Arkansas to be the millionaire. That's what I'm saying. If I can go become a millionaire somewhere else, I'm not going to Arkansas.
No, but check it though. Think about it. There is no fan base more loyal than the damn Arkansas Razorbacks.
Obviously,
Yeah,
UT.
No, check
Obviously,
it. No, I'm not talking about the. I'm talking. No, when I say UT, I'm talking about the money wise. I ain't saying they fans are loyal because they fickle.
No, I'm saying.
But check it. If you become the face
he's gonna
of
start day one at Arkansas.
if you come in
You're gonna be
Arkansas,
on
you
live
start
TV
day
at
one.
Arkansas.
You finna get a whole bunch of TV, a whole bunch of money, radio stations. You finna make some bread.
You do the same thing in Texas.
You can do the same thing anywhere.
No, listen what I'm saying though. But you know the Arkansas fans are wild, bro. And Arkansas fans are spread out. Man, we got Arkansas fans in South Dakota.
Man,
You got a chance to be making money all over the country at Arkansas.
You do with Texas as well.
You do at everywhere. You do at everywhere. There's a super rich guy that has graduated from every single one of these schools we're talking about. Every single one of them.
Yeah.
So these things I keep bringing up that are going to save these trash schools is not going to work.
No.
It's not going to work.
Arkansas gonna be trash forever. I ain't worried about Arkansas. They're never coming back. But Texas,
Neither is Texas.
I think Texas.
I see you got your burnt orange on over there, man.
I
know.
Texas ain't gonna be nowhere.
Texas
No,
is staying
Texas
where they are.
done. When's the last time y'all were relevant? Colt McCoy?
Yes.
I ain't
Yes.
Hell no,
You are
no.
a Texas fan,
We beat Georgia in the Sugar Bowl.
Look at him.
That
We
was-
beat.
That was 2 years ago.
That's y'all's highlight. That's the only thing a Texas fan can say. Oh, we beat Georgia 2 years ago. That's all y'all can say.
But that's the only time that we play an SEC team.
And it goes right back to my statement earlier. We saw a beat up Georgia play a full
when
strength
we were in
UT.
college, Arkansas swag Texas, and they were trash then.
When was
Trash.
this? I don't remember this.
Nobody. Yeah, I'm sure you don't. I'm sure. You
gotta understand. Hey, when I was in school, I was straight Navy. I wasn't watching no football, so I remember Arkansas playing Texas.
But this is what I'm saying right here. Regardless if you remember it or not, no UT fan wants to remember that. All you need to remember is that UT is where they are right now. Regardless if they jump to the SEC or if they better stay in the Big 12. They're going to be garbage.
So what you saying is the program is dead?
The program is dead.
Done with.
They're gonna be top 10. They're gonna be top 10.
We're still talking about Texas. The only reason
Texas
we're still
will
talking about
lose
Texas
recruits
what
going
they
to
did.
the SEC.
Say that one more time.
Texas will lose recruits going into the SEC.
Hey, me and you gonna be homies. I'm telling you talking that real. Their recruiting pool is going to get so much smaller in the SEC.
Done with. It's done with.
We're still talking about Texas. Like the fact that you brought up Vince Young tonight, it shows you like it's dead, bro. The program is dead.
No,
You're still using Vince Young as a recruiting tool.
No, listen to what I'm saying.
From 05.
Check it. When
I mean,
was
if I wanted to talk about Arkansas, I could bring up Darren McFadden, but it's over.
No.
He ain't there no more.
even when I was getting recruited by Navy, you know who they brought up?
Make my point.
Huh?
They brought up who they bring up, Starback. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
You have to-
they
you have
brought
to-
no. Listen, no, that's not why I went there. But they were saying we got a rich tradition of champions. They brought up Starback, but they also brought up all like we win the 15, 20 straight bowls. We won them all. We got this many Commander in Chief trophies. But they brought up Starback, and that's a big deal.
But you went for the
Yeah,
reason.
back then it was. It
You
ain't
went
now.
for the reason.
It ain't
You went-
now.
Even they brought up Starback. Okay, they
No,
might make
no,
you like
what I'm
they might
saying
make
is-
you bright eyed. But listen,
No,
listen.
it's
They
just like this.
brought up Starback.
Auburn, I promise you, if you're a running
like
back,
saying
if you're a
the
running back, you
Tennessee
go to Auburn,
Volunteers
they still bring up
brought
Bo Jackson.
Peyton Manning, but
They
that
do
don't
bring
matter
up-
no more.
They bring those old guys up, but then they seal the deal with the reason. Just like they brought up Starback with you, but then after they follow that up with, we got a rich tradition. Started back then, Starback was winning, but now we've been to such and such straight bowls. We've got this many Commander in Chief
Bowls
trophies.
don't matter no more, bro.
Texas,
Nobody
if you ain't
even
making the
plays in
playoff,
the bowl.
exactly. If you ain't making the playoff, the rap. Texas can't say, "Oh, we've been in the college playoff." They can't say
They
that.
had Peyton Manning back in the day. I mean, that's what you're saying. You know, it don't matter what they did. It's about what they're doing now.
Texas and Texas A&M, they're gonna say you get the chance to go whoop up on Texas A&M every year. People going to Texas over A&M.
Hey, listen,
No,
this-
they're
if
going
they
to
say- they say,
Alabama.
"Kid,
They're going to
you can be-
LSU.
you
They're
can be
going to
Johnny Manziel.
Oklahoma.
You can be Johnny Manziel, or you can be
Texas
Vince
is
Young. Who they
already
gonna
losing
pick?
people to Oklahoma out of their own state. You think if Oklahoma gets the
Vince
SEC,
Young, they got a
like,
national
hey, we're going to
championship.
Texas still?
Man,
No.
you crazy. Boy, you almost made me say something on here. You telling me right now, a kid in high school, I'm not saying our age group, I'm saying a kid in high school, right now, graduating 2022. If they
He's
go,
going up-
if you walk up to him and say, "Do you want to be Vince Young or do you want to be Johnny Manziel?" Who are they picking?
They're going to Oklahoma.
If he know football,
Ain't even
he
going
gonna say
to
Vince
He's
Young.
picking
He
Johnny
got the
Manziel.
ship.
He's picking Johnny Manziel.
I understand that, but at the same time, that school's trash, so they're going to Oklahoma. If Oklahoma gets in, they ain't going to Texas. They going to A&M.
If you
A&M's
still
worse
hanging
than
your head on
Arkansas.
05, if you still hanging your head on 05, you're not getting the recruit. That's all I'm saying.
New
And that's
money,
where-
new team, new conference. They going to Texas.
Same
Oh.
jerseys, same tradition,
Who cares
same
about the
BS.
jerseys?
Everybody cares about
Colt
the
McCoy,
jerseys.
they ain't going there. They ain't going there.
Hey, I'm telling you, you don't think, UCA, when they on a recruiting tool, they using that purple and gray field as a recruiting tool, ain't they? And people
Hell
going
yeah.
there because of that
Hell
purple
yeah.
and gray field. That stuff matters.
Man, look, you in
Look,
Austin,
man, look. Now it's man, look.
big city. It's a tech hub, bro. You going to Texas over A&M? It's cow pastures versus city. You going to 6th
Yeah, and
Street.
the bonfire's where it's at. What you mean?
I'm not saying that Austin is not a great city. I agree with you, and totally. I agree. But Austin also doesn't fit the player that you're trying to get to do something in the SEC. He don't care about Austin. He don't care about going to Austin.
At all.
Could
Come
be a
on,
distraction.
bro.
I can see that.
Come on, man. He don't care about going to Austin at all.
Man, look, if
So
you in Texas,
Texas-
you-
Oh, if you're in Texas, you do. I'm
No, you
from
don't.
Texas.
I'm from Texas. What you mean?
I'm from Texas.
I ain't going to Austin
I never
ever.
get the itch to go to Austin.
I went to Fayetteville. What you mean?
Hey, Trey.
I went to
Trey
Cal
and
Pastures.
Damien, I'll ask both of y'all this. Have y'all ever been sitting there with the itch to go to Austin?
Never.
No.
I'm going tomorrow.
No. I love Austin.
He
'cause
said,
I
"I'm going
know.
tomorrow."
Listen, time out. I love Austin, and I do get an itch because they got a good barbecue place out there called the Red Line. Go hard, and they got free birds.
Yeah, I
Hey,
got
look.
a good barbecue place called my
Hey,
backyard.
coming
but
from a
that you know what I'm saying?
Coming from a UT fan, he wants to go to Austin for barbecue. He ain't even trying to see no football. That tells you where the program is.
I am
You
going to
ain't
see the
going to-
football. I'm
You
man,
ain't
he
even
ain't
going to
gonna
Rice
see no
City for
football.
barbecue in
He ain't going to
Texas.
see no. I ain't seen you go
Bro,
to a
let me-
Texas football game yet.
no,
The last
bro.
college football game I remember you going to was at A&M. Matter of fact,
No, the last college football game I went to was SDSU game. South Dakota State.
hey, I said the last college football game I remember you going to was A&M. Yeah, not UT.
Because why? SEC, right?
No, because he was there. Because he was playing in it.
I'm
He was
just saying.
playing against SEC football.
Yeah.
Texas, if they get into the SEC, it's gonna change the whole dynamic of that culture, of that school, of that city, and they're gonna be talked about like crazy.
No, it ain't, because they still gonna go on the program has a history, and they're gonna go off that history, because if they don't, the alumni are gonna be mad,
Exactly.
and the alumni ain't gonna pay them.
Exactly.
I'm not gonna get tired of losing. If they
haven't
if they
yet.
are losing in the Big 12,
They haven't
alumni
yet. They haven't gotten tired of losing yet.
in the SEC. They're gonna go.
You gotta
get top
understand
talent.
though, the alumni have been doing what the alumni have been doing, and they've been losing for a minute now. So
Look, they've been doing what they can. They've been doing what they've been doing in the Big 12. They will go 0-14 in the SEC if they keep that same mentality.
That's what I'm telling you.
and that's what's gonna happen.
They're
If they
not
go, it
going
don't matter
to.
what
They're going to
mentality
recruit better
happens,
talent.
Arkansas is gonna beat them.
Bro, they gotta change the
Arkansas
jersey
is never
first
going to
and
win
foremost.
anything. Arkansas trash. Never
Arkansas beat
again.
them 21-0 a couple years ago. Did it happen or did it not happen? We're gonna lie about it.
Tanner, bring it up. I
You
don't
know
know.
what?
Tanner, bring it up. Bring it up. I don't remember 27-0. I don't remember.
Hey,
getting
Measly,
blanked.
Measly heavy Fayetteville. So you know he about to pop this up quick. He heavy
Show
Fayetteville.
me, because I definitely don't believe it was no.
But you know who Arkansas didn't beat?
They beat
Bama.
LSU that year the same way
A&M.
too. Shit.
That's what I'm saying. Texas is done, man. I need to hear y'all say that one time tonight.
They're not done.
That, bro, they not done. They finna start stealing all these
Because
recruits from Texas,
even when Missouri first got in the SEC, they made a fucking splash. They made a splash.
What is splash to you?
bro.
I mean, they won.
They
They
got-
won.
They got talked about for a little bit. They had some key stories. They had some key stories. They had the guy transfer in from Tennessee. Then they had Mike, or before that, they had Michael Sams. They had some key stories.
No, but they had a good season.
What kind of season? I need all. I don't know. I can't even get into that Missouri talk because I don't know enough about them. But I don't ever remember them being anything.
I'm almost pretty sure they played in the SEC championship.
Oh
Hey.
no!
I can tell you right now, I don't need you down there building up some fake 21 zeros down there. Been quiet, man. You can't find it. It should be.
Yeah. It should be easy to find. It should be easy to find.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was 31-7.
31-7.
It was in Houston, December 29th, 2014.
Hey, who is this? What's her name again, bro?
Man, you said
That's the boy Joseph Kenny.
31-7. 31-7.
Everybody go follow my boy.
Sorry, I gave y'all a little credit.
Boom!
I didn't give y'all a little
My
credit.
boy
Y'all
Legit,
scored,
my
but
boy
we scored
Legit
31
Reed
points.
came in with the big comment. What he say?
SEC in bowl games all the time, and I just told you why. I just told you why, though. I just told you why. That's not fair to say. What are you flexing? You're flexing on beat. Or you're flexing on coming in full strength versus a team that's been playing dogs all season
No, listen.
and hurt and beat up. Come on, man. It's not the same.
I mean, we finally won our first 3 SEC games in the same season last year, but it happened. You know what I'm saying? We won some games, but we beat Texas. That's what I got to say. We swacked Texas.
because you're in the SEC, you got a better pool of talent, man. Once you get in the SEC, we gonna get Texas gonna get the same thing. I'm gonna quit saying we.
these guys.
I'm gonna
No,
stop
you
saying we.
you saying it right. I see your shirt. I see your shirt. You
Bro,
saying
this is red.
right. Not on my screen.
Yeah, my screen. It was orange, man. It was orange.
Your boy over you's wearing red. You looking like you wearing orange.
Exactly. Hey, but no, the Big 12 beating SEC teams in bowl games is poo. That's their poo argument.
Yeah,
They are
because
coming in.
If they made it to a bowl game, that means that they weren't good enough to make it to playoffs. So it was just some trash teams.
And a lot of the SEC players don't play. There's a lot of things that go into the Big 12 teams winning those games. Not taking anything away from them because a win is a win, a dub is a dub. But I'm just saying there are factors that go into that.
But the
Man,
same year, I
that's
can say we
football.
beat LSU 17-0. We lost by Alabama by a field goal, I'm pretty sure. So we were actually good that year.
No, but see, that's been the thing with Arkansas though. When they have good teams, they beat everybody else, but they can't win the big game, the one that's gonna get them over the hump.
100%. No, the real it ain't even that, Trey. We'll beat we'll beat good teams and lose to Louisiana Tech. Like we lose to trash schools. We'll beat
Y'all
schools
lost-
we should
y'all
never
lost to North
even
Texas, bro.
have business playing, and we lose to trash schools.
Y'all lost to North Texas. Arkansas is out of the debate.
but in all reality,
You
though,
trying to replace Arkansas is what you're trying to do, though.
but in all
Oh, yeah,
reality,
we happy being the
but in
worst
all
team in
reality,
the
Arkansas
SEC.
will be on top of Texas in the SEC.
That's what
In
I'm
all
trying to
reality.
say.
I
Make
don't
a
believe
bet.
it.
In
Make
all
a bet
reality.
right now on live.
What
Make
you
the
trying to do?
bet.
What you trying to bet?
No, they
$100?
not
Arkansas,
gonna do
if
it.
this happens, Arkansas
Trying
will
to
be
bet
on top of
$100?
Texas in the SEC. I'm
We,
telling you.
we are talking about something that's going to happen 3 years from now, so I'm pretty sure we won't be knowing about this.
Listen,
Well, it's on wax, so
listen.
That's what I'm
check
saying.
this
We
out.
don't remember this.
Listen, Arkansas is already is as bad as they've been in the past in the SEC. As bad as they've been there. They've been in it.
where? When?
I'm saying they've as
The
bad as
whole
they've been
time.
in the SEC.
They've been in the SEC. They've been there.
They've
The
been
whole
there.
time.
They've been doing it. Y'all talking about all these changes and all this stuff that Texas has to do to even try to compete. Because right now they can't even compete. They're winning 0 games in the SEC. If they start from end to end, from season to season, from start the season to finish season, they're not getting a dub in the SEC. Right.
They
now.
gonna
They'll be Vanderbilt and they'll be
They gonna
Kentucky.
be
They're not going to
Vanderbilt,
be in there. They're not going.
Kentucky.
Vanderbilt's not even on their schedule.
They
Vanderbilt's
gotta
not going to be on
they gotta
their
play
schedule.
somebody.
No, I'm saying we actually, truth be told,
They won't play Kentucky or Vandy.
you don't think so?
No.
Why? We talking about basketball right now. I mean, no.
They're not going to play Kentucky or Vandy. Probably. They probably going to be on the same side over there with the LSU, Alabama, getting their heads smacked.
Would you make sense because they're closer to those.
That's what I'm
states.
saying, and they're going to get smacked.
They might get to play them the first year, but after that,
Arkansas
you
will
play-
be their
you
best
play 'em.
chance of getting a dub.
Yeah,
They gonna beat Arkansas.
Yeah.
They gonna beat Missouri. 2 wins right there.
They'll be A&M.
that's cute.
And
Missouri,
No,
really,
no,
Missouri,
y'all
really.
crazy. Y'all are sick.
We're talking about Mizzou. I mean, what?
We're saying right now, if they all
No, I
lined, if
think-
all these teams lined it up,
You ain't
if they
gonna
lined
beat
it up
Georgia.
right now.
You ain't gonna
No,
beat Alabama.
no,
You ain't gonna beat Auburn.
Mizzou is on the same side as Kentucky and Vanderbilt, so no, they won't play Mizzou.
They're better than Texas.
We
No.
just saying that's what side of the bracket they'll be on. Or what
I
side of the-
understand
what side
that,
of the conference they're on. All I know is Texas right now, and y'all know this too. I know y'all are fans, but y'all know this as well. They're at the bottom of the map.
So check it.
It's a
Until
long
they
way.
slap
to be
SEC at the top, they're at the bottom of the map. I
Listen,
give you that. They're at the
your
bottom
favorite
of the
team don't matter on where they are on the map.
map. SEC.
Listen, I like Arkansas, but that don't mean they're great. You know what I'm saying?
No.
That's my alma mater, you know
What I'm
what
saying is, no, I'm saying off rip, Texas is not going to be a top team in the SEC. I'm saying you give them if from three. If,
How you gonna
if-
recruit
if-
somebody if you losing? How you gonna recruit somebody if you lose? Look at Arkansas. How you gonna
Because-
recruit somebody
because-
if you're losing?
because teams have done it, and they haven't had the tradition that Texas has had, and we've seen teams go from nothing.
Right, but
to
y'all
something.
hadn't had a team since Colt McCoy. So I mean, what
No,
are we
but
really talking
check,
about?
no, check what I'm saying. Look at TCU. They've never won shit, but for some odd reason they built that program up.
Because they beat good teams when they need to beat good teams.
And I'm saying, and Texas will start beating good teams when they need to beat
Yes,
good
they will.
teams.
Texas
But
gonna
Texas-
get SMU players.
the
Texas
thing is,
gonna get Texas Tech
TCU's
players.
playing. TCU's
Everybody coming
playing
to
Texas
If they're
football.
able to go to Texas, they can go
TCU's
play
playing
any other
Texas
school in the
football,
SEC.
though. That's the thing.
They gonna get all
TCU ain't playing
The
SEC
TCU
football.
the TCU thing is different because TCU's as far as their talent level of getting better, they got a lot better before they got in the Big 12 than they have since they've been in the Big 12.
Correct.
So
And
that's what I'm
TCU
saying. That's
and
the same thing
TCU's
with
playing
Texas.
Big 12
Because
teams.
now
They're
they
not
got
playing
now they're
SEC
recruiting
teams.
against exactly. But now once they made that jump from the Mountain West to the Big 12, they're not recruiting against the Mountain West. They're not recruiting against Wyoming. They're not recruiting against San Jose. They're not recruiting or San Diego State. I mean, they're recruiting now. They're recruiting against Texas, Baylor. You know,
Yeah.
exactly.
And now
So when
Texas don't
when
recruit.
Texas goes to the SEC, now they're recruiting gets smaller.
Yeah. Yeah. You're not recruiting
get
against
smaller.
Baylor no more. You're not recruiting against TCU no more. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You're recruiting against Alabama. Nick Saban gray shirts people, bro. Nick Saban gray shirts people. Gotta wait 2 years
next
before you
year.
play.
You
You
come
gotta
here
wait
next
2
year.
years. You ain't playing next year. You playing the next year.
Exactly.
We're gonna
Yeah,
have you on
yeah.
the waits for 2 years, then you get to play.
Open transfer portal, going straight to Texas. They
Yeah,
gonna leave.
or leaving Texas.
No, they ain't. They going to
Leaving
OU.
Texas
They
going,
going to
leaving Texas going to OU, or leaving Texas going to Arkansas, or leaving Texas
Auburn.
going to Bama, leaving Texas going to Auburn.
Georgia.
Texas recruiting is going to be smothered in the SEC.
You realize Nick Saban gets the 6-star recruits from Texas.
Hey, look. I just want to get on here to argue, man. Go Bears, man.
He said, "Go Bears." Already, man. We appreciate it, man. We appreciate it.
Oh, man. But yeah, man, y'all have a good night, man. I'm going to hop off, man. I got to get some work done.
Already, man. We appreciate you coming on. Everybody, that was Damian Watts. Y'all go look him up right there, man. Go back on season 1 and check his episode out. He gave some good business tips for y'all to succeed, for some people to start businesses, things like that. And he can also help you out with his company, man. So y'all look Damian Watts up, and he'll get you right. Well, yeah, man, Joseph, I appreciate you hopping on as well, bro. I needed somebody to have my back right there. They was kind of double teaming me, man. I needed you.
Hey, it's not a problem. I was trying to jump in the whole time because I was trying to be on Facebook, like typing, and I was like, shit, they don't know.
Oh yeah, man. Anytime you hop on, if you got more something to say than just typing, you hit that link, man. We bring you on.
Exactly, man. Exactly.
But the problem with the whole situation is the SEC's already solid. Like, why are we trying to add to it?
I think it's a money grab.
Yeah, but you weren't good enough to be in the Big 12. Why are you trying to come to SEC?
It's a money grab because they're gonna bring them fan base.
What fan base? You already got your fan base.
No. What I'm saying is, so Texas has a big fan base. Oklahoma has a big fan base. Once you bring them all, once you bring those two teams to the SEC,
SEC ain't worried about that. SEC ain't worried about that.
No, but
it's SEC over everything. You know what I'm saying? SEC don't care.
But it's more money. That's what the thing is. More money. You can and ain't nobody upset about making more money.
I understand that, but more money equals good football, and so you're gonna make more money having less teams playing good football than you're gonna make having more teams playing bad football.
Yeah, but they'll get a piece of that Big 12 network. I mean, not Big 12, but the Longhorn network, and I think Oklahoma has their own network, so they'll get a piece of that. So it just brings in more money. It was just
I understand what you're saying, but at the same time, the SEC network is already the SEC network. You know what I'm saying? People buy the SEC network. They ain't worried about the Longhorn network. They ain't worried about the Oklahoma network.
I don't think they show much football on the SEC network. I think that's more for their other sports. Because I think CBS has a contract for football.
Yep, that's true.
Yeah, but put it this way.
That all the reason makes it. That all the reason why they would want to get that Longhorn network.
But here's how the SEC network works. If you're in Texas, Texas ain't gonna be on the SEC network. But if you're in Florida, Texas is gonna be on the SEC network.
Yep.
Yeah, so they play.
I used to manage. I was the general manager of the sports bar. That's how it blacks out the game in your area, but it shows the game in every other.
Exactly. Man, a lot of people are pissed off about the Rangers right now because you cannot watch the Rangers in Texas right now.
I mean, it don't matter. That don't matter.
It don't matter. They're horrible. But I'm just saying.
I'm a Rangers fan. What are we watching? You know what I mean? If I wanted to watch bad baseball, I go to the Pee Wee League. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And that's another thing too, though. I feel like if this jump is also it's a great thing for college football, but it could also be horrible.
It is. But it's gonna hurt the SEC. It's gonna hurt the SEC.
Exactly. If these teams move in and they're just dead weight in the SEC, it's gonna look bad.
Yeah.
It's gonna look real bad, and it can look real bad real quick. Because like I said, these teams, or I'm not gonna say these teams, a few of these teams that are moving in are not ready.
Michigan, not ready.
Not ready at all. And I'm on Texas head heavy just because I know you're a Longhorn fan or whatever. But truly, the worst team that's coming in this thing, probably the least amount ready, is Michigan.
Yep, Michigan.
Because a lot of teams, because even on the fact of Arkansas, a lot of teams want to say Arkansas trash, but you can't beat them. Come to the SEC, bang with them boys. You ain't doing it.
No,
Not 4 quarters.
No, a lot of teams outside the SEC can't couldn't come in and play and hold with them 4 quarters.
Exactly, and a lot of it has to do with depth, and that's what I think Texas will struggle with.
Now I know some teams that probably would. I know two teams that could come and bang with Arkansas.
And there are, but who's
There are a bunch of teams. Hold
on.
on. There's a bunch of teams that can come in and bang with Arkansas.
There are. But who's going to come bang with Georgia? Who's going to come bang with Alabama? Who's going to come bang with Auburn? You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you coming in here if you can't hold it? Don't be mad you didn't make the playoffs, and you go come in here and get swacked.
Now I might be talking out the side of my neck, but I'm willing to bet. I bet you Navy real talk. I'm gonna tell you, Navy would probably hang with a couple. No. I think maybe not Bama and maybe not LSU, but I think outside them 2 teams, I bet Navy could hang with them teams and potentially beat them.
Yes and no.
Because and the sole reason is because when I was there, we did it with Ohio State. We did it with Ohio State when they were at probably one of the best Ohio State teams that ever come through.
Yes and no. I would say yes and no, because anytime you come up against that offense, anytime you come up against that triple option offense, especially when people are disciplined, which obviously Navy is going to be a very disciplined football team. Anytime you play against that type of offense with a lot of discipline, it's going to cause problems, no matter what. And so in any of those games, when you're playing against Navy and they're running it, especially if it's one of those games where it's just clicking, you might look up and all of a sudden it's the 4th quarter with 2 minutes left and they're down by 3. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Yeah. That easily can happen when you're playing against Navy.
Yeah.
But in
the SEC, we worry about offense.
In the fourth, they can have offense. 3rd and 4th quarter.
A lot of teams have good offense.
That offense is going to hold the ball too. So the game's going to go by a lot quicker.
But SEC, you got to worry about the defense coming at you too.
When you're playing against Bama, when you playing against Alabama, or you playing against the LSU, or you playing against who else? Georgia. There's most of that got them dog D lines, and they got that forefront, and they got those bare fronts,
and them linebackers.
They can simply manhandle
into LSU right now.
They can because that's the thing. Navy they're not blocking you head on. The offensive line is cutting. They're cutting. No matter. We're literally talking the best D lineman in the country.
No, I get that, but that's the thing. They're not blocking you off the line. Right off the line, they're cutting you.
They're gonna get over. They're athletic. Like when Sweet Feet was at Bama. When Sweet Feet was at Bama, Robinson was his last name. You're not cut blocking him. You can try all day.
Ever.
This dude can go out there and drop 30 in a basketball game. You're not cut blocking him. That's what when it gets to like top tier elite SEC teams.
But that's why I said outside of Alabama and LSU.
Even outside of them. We're saying I'm limited to in the SEC right now. Kentucky, Vandy, Arkansas, Missouri.
You got big boys.
Well, we already beat. We beat Missouri. We already beat Missouri.
So there you go. Missouri, Arkansas, Vandy, and Kentucky. Navy will every time it's gonna probably be a good game.
Yeah.
Anybody else? It's gonna be the level of athleticism. At some point, the level of athleticism beats scheme every time. At some point.
Yeah, but at the same time, though, all it takes is one time to cut that cat, and he gonna be I'm done.
Exactly, but when you playing against the SEC team, you cut that first cat down. Shit, that next guy might be a little bit better.
Yeah,
he just ain't got to play yet.
He's been waiting. He's been waiting.
That's what I'm saying.
Nick Saban saving him to come in and beat you. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like at some point, depth is going to become a problem, and that's what it's going to be for these teams when they first jump over into the SEC. It's a lot different when number 1 and 2 are damn good, and then number 3 there's a drop off. But it's crazy when 1 through 4
in the SEC, the people that are transferring aren't second string.
Exactly,
because they might still start. You know,
1 through 4 is a dog, bro. 1 through 4 is a straight up killer.
when you're seeing that transfer portal, you're seeing 4-string starting at other schools, like blowing the starter out of the water. 4-string starting day one. I mean, it's crazy.
Exactly. Joseph, man, we appreciate you for coming on, man. Anytime you see the RTL pop up, man, hit that link and we'll bring you on. We love to hear from the listeners, man.
For sure.
But hey, it's come time, man. I know I just asked you a couple days ago, but I need the mental health checks, man. So how you doing 1 to 10 physically, personally, and business wise, financially, man? How you doing?
Man, physically, I feel pretty good, man. I don't know why I checked my blood pressure the other day, and blood pressure looking pretty good. and shit, I'm just chilling, man, relaxing. It's the weekend, and this Macy's last weekend here, so we probably gonna do something fun. Not sure what we want to do. Might take her out to Thunder Road, or it's funny. She asked like, I'm gonna go to Get and Go, so we might just go to Get and Go and get some snacks and watch some movies. And she want to watch Luca. She want to watch Luca on Disney Plus, so we'll sit and watch Luca before she during the last weekend, and then mentally doing pretty good. Work got me bogged down, but it is what it is. So I say I'm sitting at about a 7 mentally right now, because work just is getting mad crazy. And then financially, man, I'm doing pretty good, man. Me and Rex were talking about he found a old pawn shop in El Dorado, and they got a lot of not old bow equipment, but they got some bow equipment that they don't use. They got brand new bow press, an arrow cutter. I think he said a hooter shooter. I can't remember. You know what that is?
No.
So a hooter shooter is basically a machine that you put your bow in, and it'll actually pull back and shoot. So it can tell you if you shoot a bow, a human gonna have tinks and tinks and stuff, right?
Yeah, jerks and all that.
Yeah, but that machine pulls straight back and release. It's like the perfect release. You know what I'm saying? So I think they got a hooter shooter. They got a couple arrows. They got not a couple. They got a lot of arrows, a whole lot of equipment, but apparently they don't mess with the equipment. So the guy trying to get off of it. So he's going in and he's going to do a little inventory, figure out what costs what, and we might be able to get a good deal on some equipment and get that bow shop off the ground, or if anything, just a little DIY bow shop for us to work on our stuff. So little financial move we might be making here. So financially, man, I'm sitting about an 8 or 9 right now. So I'm doing pretty good.
Most definitely, man. And for myself, man, physically, man, I was feeling good a little bit earlier, but then we had a little baseball practice, and you know how it goes, man. Them old injuries start flaring up, and stuff start getting tight. You know how it goes, whatever. But I'm good. I'm still good though, man. So I'm probably about 7, 8 on the physical side, man. And personally, man, I say I'm probably about a 7 as well. When personally, everything, smooth sailing, going good over here. And then financially, man, stay about a 7 as well there too, with the green arrows going up, man. Working on some stuff, man. Got a lot in the works. RTL up and rolling.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Training going good, and just living, man. So like I said, 7 with the green arrows going up. Always looking for different avenues. But man, episode 3.
Almost 2 hours, man. Almost 2 hours.
Almost another 2 hours. We appreciate everybody who tuned in tonight. I know we hit y'all with a quick turnaround. We just had to get on and chop it up on a Friday night to see what it was like with a little weekend crowd. We did have a couple people come on, so shout out to Damian Watts and Joseph Kenny for tuning in with us tonight, man, and hopping on and giving y'all a spiel. Always, like always, the RTL will be still on Spotify and Apple Podcasts for you guys when we're done here. Any last words, man?
Man, no, I just appreciate everybody coming on, and hey, just like Joseph and Damian were able to jump on. If you got something you want to talk about or that relates to the topic and you want to add your 2 cents, hit that link, man. Come up and talk to us. We not like other podcasts where you just listen to it and don't interact. you can hop on and have your voice heard. So, you know, I encourage everybody that listens, you know, feel free to hop on anytime you want.
Most definitely. And before it's officially banned, I'm gonna go ahead and give me a little taste of that right there. Since I've been on the Longhorns, head right now, I'm gonna go ahead and give a little horns down before we get out of here. But like always, this is Nicholas Reed. I am your host. My brother and co-host is Trey Reed. This has been episode 3 of season 2 of the Reed Talk and Listen podcast, otherwise known as the RTL. My boy Measley in the background, and we are out.
What? I mean, it's been turning on with her. The girl around us and she loving her. If we don't know you, don't come close to her. If you with your guy, let me hear you say, what?